The electrifying Caitlin Clark is the subject of numerous rumors that she is leaving the league in favor of a big contract in Europe. There is a lot of speculation in the basketball world. But what's happening? Caitlin Clark was just hurt once more. Does she have the safety to stay in this league? It gets much stranger from here. Let's examine the causes of these rumors, Clark's difficulties in the WNBA, the reported assaults and injuries, and the potential financial and professional ramifications of moving to Europe. You'll realize why this story is far more complicated than it first appears by the conclusion. Stay tuned because this is a big component. As the first overall choice in the 2024 WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark made her professional basketball debut. After being chosen by the Indiana Fever, she had an incredible collegiate career at the University of Iowa, where she broke Pete Maravich's UNSA scoring record, wowed with her long-range shooting, and raised awareness of women's basketball to a level never seen before. Fans and observers predicted she would become the face of the WNBA, thus her transfer was expected to go well. And that's only the start. In many respects, Clark's inaugural season was an unprecedented success. She won the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year award, broke the record for WNBA single-season assists, and guided the Fever to their first postseason trip since 2016. Massive crowds attended her games, and both ticket sales and viewership skyrocketed. In 2024, 18 out of 21 WNBA games had over 1 million viewers. There was Clark's Fever in 2024. In addition to endorsements with Gatorade, State Farm, and other companies, she reportedly landed an 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike off the court, bringing in an estimated $1 million in sponsorships in 2024. This is what they aren't telling you, though. Clark had a difficult debut season despite her accomplishments, which has led to concerns regarding her future. The story of Clark being singled out has gained traction due to off-court disputes and physical altercations on the court, sparking frenzied speculation that she may be leaving the WNBA to play in Europe. The way the WNBA responded to Clark's rapid ascension has drawn criticism. She has garnered unheard of attention as the league's biggest attraction. Some contend, however, that the league hasn't made the most of her star power. This is where things start to go horribly wrong. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Angelbert has come under fire for remarks that appeared to minimize Clark's significance or ignore the difficulties she encountered. For example, Gabby Williams of the Seattle Storm openly disputed Angelbert's assertion that players might make up to $700,000 a year, pointing out that such numbers are deceptive and mostly rely on endorsements rather than base pay. Clark received a small salary of $76,535 in the 2024 WNBA, in sharp contrast to her earnings from endorsements. And wait if you think that's horrible. Critics contend that players like Clark are forced to put up with harsh scrutiny and brutality without receiving enough pay or protection because of the WNBA structure, low salary, short season, and restricted roster places. Stars like Clark may use their influence to demand improved compensation and conditions under the league's collective bargaining agreement, which players chose to opt out of in 2024. However, everything will change depending on what occurs next. The idea that Clark is receiving unfair treatment has gained traction because to social media remarks. According to several supporters, the WNBA is opposing her fame. One user wrote, "The WNBA is a mess right now. It is their own fault that Caitlin Clark has been singled out in every game, and the league is becoming more and more relevant." Others have gone even farther, accusing Angelbert and the league of deliberately weakening Clark. According to one post, the commissioner is allegedly using players and referees to demolish Caitlin Clark. These allegations show a growing belief that Clark is the target of unwarranted animosity. And the craziest thing, it's 100% real. One of the most enduring myths about Clark is that she has experienced undue brutality on the court, which some fans and pundits have described as intentional targeting. Things start to get risky at this point. This impression has been strengthened by a number of incidents. Do you recall when Caitlin Clark was body-checked by Brittany Gurrier and no foul was called? Or the racial epithet that Griner uttered while on the bench without the WNBA objecting? However, the same management will carefully scrutinize tweets to look for any indications of racism. That is the type of maneuver that enrages your most valued player. She will also eventually have to determine when enough is enough. Some fans have theorized that because of Clark's ostentatious, long-range shooting style, veterans like Gurrier, who play a more physical game, target her. Clark has faced several hard fouls throughout her debut season. One well-known instance occurred during a playoff matchup with the Connecticut Sun, when Clark was clearly irritated by Dana Bonner's rough play. The same Dana Bonner, who was let go by the Indiana Fever due to her lack of quality. Fans' accusations that officials and opponents were abusing Caitlin Clark went viral on social media. Although exact details are difficult to find, Clark has experienced injury problems. It's obvious that she's the golden goose, but we don't know how much she was hurried to return the last time. Only a few weeks after her return, she is out again because of an injury. And there were harsh repercussions. Clark played the majority of her debut season despite dealing with minor problems earlier in her career, such as a sprained ankle. Clickbait sources seem to be exaggerating the story of her being hurt or broken in order to feed the rumors in Europe. This is the part, though, that no one anticipated. Real or fabricated, these occurrences have given the impression that the league is either unprotecting its brightest star or is actively working against her success. As a result, several fans have conjectured that Clark may look abroad for a more secure and profitable atmosphere. The notion that Clark should join a European league is based on an established pattern. In order to augment their wages, a number of WNBA players, including celebrities like Diana Taurasi and Breanna Stewart, have played abroad during the off-season. And this is the point at which everything goes totally wrong. European leagues frequently pay significantly more than WNBA contracts, especially in Russia, Turkey, Spain, and Italy. For instance, in 2015, Taurasi received $1.5 million from Ekaterinburg in Russia. Even though excellent talent may fetch between $500,000 and $2 million every season from top European teams, Clark may have a substantial financial incentive, and you won't believe how it turns out. Given her worldwide marketability, a top European team like Dynamo Kursk in Russia or Fenerbahce in Turkey could plausibly offer Clark a contract in the range of $1.5 million to $3 million for a single season. These numbers are comparable to her endorsement income and even exceed her WNBA salary. Furthermore, European contracts are quite alluring because they frequently provide benefits like lodging, vacation, and sponsorship opportunities. You'll be shocked to learn that Clark may be lured to Europe for reasons other than money. The WNBA's tough summer schedule conflicts with her interest for golf, as she humorously observed in a 2024 interview with Sue Bird. She might have greater freedom to follow her personal interests in a European league with its autumn and winter seasons. Additionally, performing abroad can present a novel challenge, introducing her to various playing philosophies and boosting her reputation internationally. Here's what makes this even more bizarre, though. According to some theories, Clark may have felt alienated by the WNBA's aggressiveness or perceived lack of support, which led her to look for a less hostile setting. Caitlin Clark is undoubtedly tired of the WNBA, despite the excitement, and it's not that she has ran out of options. There are many wealthy women basketball teams that will pay top cash for Caitlin Clark services. The WNBA season is underway, and the Indiana Fever's 7-7 in 14 games have been nothing short of disappointing, despite Clark herself declaring in 2024 that she almost certainly will not be playing basketball in the offseason. However, Angel Bird has presided over a record 2024 season with a 170% increase in viewership and a new media deal of $200 million each year. Additionally, she has advocated for growth, with new teams scheduled to join in 2025 and 2026. This is the most crucial aspect, though. Although Angel Bird's remarks on Clark's possible earnings of up to $500,000 plus bonuses seem to be an attempt to underline the league's worth, they have been viewed with skepticism because the majority of Clark's revenue comes from endorsements rather than WNBA compensation. And you'll see why this is so crucial by the end of this. Caitlin Clark may be rethinking her decision to accept the $1 million offer from Unrivaled, the new 3-on-3 league, and the rumored $10 million offer from Ice Cub's Big 3 league. Despite this, she chose to concentrate on her personal life and her booming job. She has financial stability thanks to her sponsorship arrangements, which much outweigh her WNBA income. Caitlin Clark, however, is not your typical rookie. And the last turn of events was unexpected. Her narrative is one of tenacity rather than flight. You should see this through to the very end. Believe me, Caitlin Clark ought to quit the WNBA, in my opinion. In contrast to the WNBA, which permits bullies to target players they dislike, the other leagues in the world will love Caitlin Clark even though they may not be as competitive. What are your thoughts? Will Caitlin Clark still have your support if she goes? With the entire basketball community watching, Clark's upcoming chapter is sure to be nothing short of extraordinary.